Hey there, what's up everybody? My name is King Z and welcome back to the Empire. If this is your first time here, welcome in. I hope you enjoy your stay. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you do, make sure to check out the rest of the series and consider subscribing. So last episode, we finished up our iron golem farms, at least the platforms. You can see the top one right here. We still need to get some villagers in the holding cells for this one, which I'm working on right now. I think that the villager breeder might have slowed down, but I haven't been over here a whole lot. So I don't know if it's either the pigments affecting the villager breeder or it's just the fact that I haven't been around here as much. Again, I haven't really done any experimenting with it. I haven't hung out here for a long period of time. But for the most part, things are looking good. We're getting some more villagers. I do have an extra villager that popped up, which is promising, and I was hanging out here for a little bit. I also finished the tree off camera, which is looking really nice. At least I'm finally happy with leaving it there and not touching it again. You guys have to let me know what you think of this tree. I tried to do a bigger version of like the default dark oak tree, and I think it came out pretty good. Again, let me know what you guys think of it in the comment section. I've been working on the pathways over here, trying to get things done. I've been trying to do a little bit of work off camera to make this area kind of complete. Like I said, we're going to be leaving here in the next 2 episodes. So this episode is going to be a building episode, and we might do a few things here and there. I'm not really sure. I haven't got everything planned out, but we're going to be building a windmill up here. Let me go take a nap real quick. Yeah, so I think I've been talking about this windmill since we started building this hillside here, but I want to talk a little bit about the layout of what's going down here. So I want to bring up a pathway from down here. I'm thinking I'm going to start right here, and I need to do a little bit of work on the terraforming to bring the path up here. Might have to cut into the land a little bit to make it work, but I'm going to bring this path up, and I'm going to have the windmill. I'm thinking somewhere right around here. Again, I've never built a windmill. I built a few towers, which I think is going to help us build this thing. But as far as the actual windmill part, the fan part, I don't know what you actually call it. I've never built one before. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. And a challenge I'm willing to accept though, because hopefully we can make things look cool. Hopefully we can make it look a little bit different than everybody else's. I might be taking some inspiration from other builders just because I've never built one before. That's always a good thing to do. If you don't know how to build something, look up someone else's build. Try to copy them a little bit. Try to change things. Don't exactly block for block try to copy them. Maybe do that for a little bit and then experiment on your own, which is what I'll probably do. I'll probably go into a creative world and kind of experiment with the fans a little bit. But as far as the tower goes, we're going to be building something totally our own, trying to make it look a little bit similar to the other buildings that we have around here, just so it kind of matches the theme of this area. And then I want to bring up some more wheat up here all the way to the top. I'm going to be bringing in some trees and stuff, like I said last episode, I think, in this area to make things look a little bit more forested, again, over there as well. But I do want to have at least a wheat farm up here. We might do something cool over here. I'm not totally sure what. I just like how it looks standing at the edge of this thing. Yeah, this spot right here gives you a really nice look at our land here. And everything's looking really sweet. We still got a lot of work to do in this area, but for the most part, this place is looking really nice. And when those trees aren't there, you can actually see the barn area. And actually, I messed around with the barn a little bit off camera. Let's go take a look at this thing. I talked about adding a peaked roof over here, and I think I've done that, and I think it looks pretty good. I think I maybe want to add it on the other side, but I think that the barn might look a little weird from every angle at that point. But yeah, I've added this. Look at this. I think this looks really nice. You don't really get a good view because these trees are in the way, but for the most part, this barn is coming out really nice. And I've also put the floor in. We still got to add a lot of the decorations in here. I still need to put my horses in here, but things are coming along. Let me gather some materials. Let me do a little bit of planning, and we'll get started on the windmill. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. All right, so I've done a little bit of planning, not a whole lot, and I've also been doing a little bit of work. Again, not a whole lot of work, but I did do a little bit off camera that I was originally planning to put at least a little bit of it on camera. I've got the pathway down here, which I think really looks nice. So we'll talk about this first. Originally, I wanted to put this on camera, but it was just such a pain in the butt to get this the way I wanted it to be that I just decided to cut it out because I couldn't communicate what I was trying to say and build at the same time. So that's going to be one of those things. I'm not a talk on camera kind of builder unless I'm streaming, because things do take me a little bit of time to build. If you're wondering if these things just pop up in like 10 seconds, they do not. It takes a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of trial and error. Mainly a lot of trial and error because I'm not the greatest builder in one shot. But this pathway comes up here nicely. You can see how it kind of flows up here nice and smoothly. And once I have the stairs and the slabs and all that stuff in here, it's going to look really smooth and we'll be able to run up it. And it should be like a really smooth transition all the way up the hillside. But let's talk about some other things. Before we get to the windmill, let's talk about what we're going to be doing over here. So you can see I have a cobble wall kind of set up here. And this is actually going to be a wall similar to the one that we have down there. And over here, it's going to be mainly just to keep the wheat that we're going to eventually plant up here from rolling down the hillside, and I think it'll look kind of cool. And originally I planned to cut it off here and maybe have something else over here, but I think I'm actually going to take this wall and put it all the way to the cliffside. I think it'll be a little bit cooler and it'd make a nicer view as you're passing through down here once you eventually have a pathway coming down this way. And also I think having a wall on the cliffside here acting as a barrier for people not to fall off the cliff would mean people actually care about people in this area. You know, they don't want them to fall to their deaths every day as they're trying to farm some area. So I think that's a little bit of a better idea, and also I think it'll look a little bit better aesthetically as well. So the wheat's going to come all the way up this way, roll up the hill real nice, and I think it's going to have a great look to it. And eventually we're gonna get over here to the top, and I want to put some more trees and stuff like that, add a little bit of forestry down here. And I've been doing a lot of work over here, as you can see with the podzol. That right there is exactly the section where my cursor's on right now, is what I want most of the forestry areas here to look like. So down there is not a big problem. I can kind of fix that later, or I can kind of leave it because I'm gonna have a whole lot of trees in this area, but I'm also gonna have a lot of trees up in this area, and I want it to look a little bit more like that. And I've actually dotted it all the way down the hillside. You can see that we're actually gonna have, I don't know if you can tell, but we're actually gonna have a little bit of a spring up here. So I'm gonna have some soul sand, I'm gonna have some water, I'm gonna have a few things kind of in here to make things look like it's bubbling up a bit, maybe add a little bit of life, maybe some fish, maybe some reeds, maybe some seagrass, all that good stuff, and have this kind of hidden spring up here inside the forest area. And then I'm also gonna have this creek or this waterway going all the way down the hillside, which I think already looks nice. I am gonna touch it up a bit with some cobblestone slabs, some stairs, and all that good stuff. And once 1.14 comes out, we'll be able to add a whole bunch of other things in here to make things look a little bit nicer. But you can see I also took a split here. I took it all the way down this way to another little pond where I think the cows would be to drink some of the nice water, and then also another little pond down here. I think just adding a little bit of water in areas makes things look a little bit nicer. But you can see this is how our cave entrance is starting to look. I'm gonna add a whole bunch more trees down here. I'm thinking a little bit more life down here to make things look a little bit better, and also kind of keep the entrance a little bit hidden. But for the most part, I think this looks nice, and you can see the dotting of the podzol around here looks really nice as well. And this is all the stuff that I've been working on. But let's go ahead and get back up here and talk about the windmill that I have been oh so carefully planning. So this is the base of the windmill, the size that I want it to be here at the base. And I have actually built a windmill completely off camera in a creative world. And I decided not to look at anything before I built it. No references for windmills at all, even Minecraft or otherwise. And it came out okay. It came out just fine. And it came out, you know, someone else would probably say, oh, that's a really good windmill. I like that windmill. I would build that in my world. But no, not I. I will not build that windmill because it does not meet the standards of this build area. And it does not meet the standards of what I think a good windmill should look like. And it does not have as much detail in it as I want. And actually, I took a look at a friend's windmill on a server that I play on. I will not mention his name just now because he is a YouTuber, but he's not doing Minecraft YouTube at the moment. But his windmill is amazing, and it kind of gave me a little bit of builder's envy, and I want to build something a little bit better. So I'm going to do a little bit more planning on the windmill. Like originally I wanted it super tall and kind of out there and have a big windmill on it, but it didn't look good. It looked really, really plain to me, really stagnant. And once I saw his, it was kind of like a shorter, stubbier version, almost like a steampunk style, I would say, in a way. It just came out really nice, and I want to maybe emulate it a little bit. I'm going to go take a look at it again and maybe try to build something off camera. And I think what I want to do is if I get something that I really like and I think that I can replicate it in survival relatively easy, then I'm going to do a time lapse. If not, then I'm going to kind of come in here and build with you guys a little bit because I want to do a little bit of building on camera, kind of talk through things a little bit. Obviously the pathway didn't work so well, but let's try to do something a little bit on camera if I don't want to do time lapse is my idea. So let me go plan a little bit more and we'll get onto this windmill for sure this time. Like I said, this whole episode is basically about the windmill in this area, so we're going to get it done today no matter what. But I just wanted to show you guys, take you through my thinking process, take you through my planning process a little bit, and show you also what I've been doing in the world so it doesn't look like I'm so lazy here, just hanging out, not planning any builds and just coming in here and showing you, oh, I built a walkway and that was it. No, I built some stuff over there. I've been doing a lot of off-camera stuff, and the windmill has been the bane of my existence so far. So let me do, like I said, a little bit more planning, and we'll get back to this thing, and we'll try to build something at least halfway decent. All right, so the planning is done. The prepping is done. I've gotten all the materials that I think I need for this thing. I've got a bunch of wool here for the sail. I've also moved this thing back a little bit. I think it was a little bit too close to the road, and I think this will give you a better view of it as you're coming up here. But the build itself is going to be a little bit challenging, so I'm actually going to opt for the time lapse on this one. I hope you guys enjoy it, and hope you're ready to see a pretty cool windmill, our very first windmill here in the Empire. So enjoy, guys. I'll see you as soon as it's done. All right, so there is the tower portion of our windmill essentially done. We still need to add the sail. I did go back through and kind of fix the roof. I kind of messed it up a little bit. That's just a little tip for you guys. When you're taking pictures of builds that you've already done in like a creative world, make sure to take pictures from all angles so you can kind of tell what you're doing a little bit better. I kind of messed up right there and brought those down. And also I've added a few fences, spruce fences right there below it, and also below this section here. Just give it a little bit more detail. And then I've added the trap doors where the andesite, the polished andesite blocks were. I think having that wood go all the way to the top and only having the cobblestone portions be the stone portions up there looks a little bit better in my opinion. So we're actually going to try to build this sail here on camera. I do have all the materials with me that I need, and I have already placed this pillar going all the way to the top. This is supposed to be like the portion of the windmill that maybe spins down here to grind up wheat. I'm not totally sure how windmills actually work. Just kind of guessing here a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot of research when I was deciding to build this thing. I just want to build a cool looking windmill. So let's get up here and let's try to build this thing, shall we? I've already marked out a spot up here where I'm going to have this thing come out. So let's actually do this really quickly. From this block, we need to come out 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I can go ahead and get rid of this. And then we're actually going to come out here a little bit more. All right, so that's the fourth one. And then here on the fifth one, we're going to come out 1 and 2. All right, so now that we got this portion here, I still need to place the block underneath, but we'll do that on the way down. And this is going to be the most difficult part to explain. But essentially, you're going to come up 1 and 2. So it's 1, 2 from that center log coming out there. And then you're going to come over. Let's actually use our not stairs, but our fences here. So we're going to have a fence there. You're going to go over 1 block. You're going to have a fence here. And then you're going to come up 2 blocks, which I guess messed that up. I need to jump on this thing. And then you jump up here. And now we're going to have 1, 2 fences right there like that. So essentially you have a 2, 1, 2. And now this is where you're going to start turning it a little bit. So you're going to go 1 block, another fence, 1 block diagonal from that, and another fence. And then this one is where it's going to start turning. So you're going to place it so it's facing towards the side, and it looks a little bit better this way in my opinion. So then you go over 2, get rid of this disposable block here. And that's it, actually. That's all you got to do. Let's go take a look at how this actually turns. We can add the sail portion on it right now if I wanted to. We do need another fence right there, though. So let's try to add the sail so you guys can get a little bit of a better view of how this thing actually looks. Let's build a little scaffolding here. And then you're also going to need another fence under here. And then you'll need 2 fences on the end there. I forgot about that. So let's do this. And we'll actually can do this as well. So you're going to need 2 there. You're going to need 1 there. And this is just an easy way to kind of do things. You just match up all the fences with a piece of wool. And on the very end here, beyond these fences here, you want to go out 1 and 2. And then below those 2 fences, you want to go 1, 2 there. You want to place 1 here, and 1 wool there. And then it looks kind of weird that way, so I decided to actually place, I believe it's right here, 1 wool there, and then 1 wool right there. And let's take this down and go down and take a look at it. All right, now I will admit it does look kind of strange with just the 1 single fan on there, but that is actually the look that I'm going for. And it's kind of hard to tell from this level that it does have like a pretty good curve on it. And also once I have the other one going this way, it actually takes a bigger effect. And also when these ones are on there as well, actually it's going to go that way. But let me get the rest of these fans on here. I'm actually going to do that in a time lapse as well, because this was a little bit more challenging than I thought. And I think having that view of me building from afar might be a little bit better for you guys. So let me get this done real quick and we'll jump back in here and see how this finished piece looks. yes, look at that. That is amazing. That windmill looks really good off in the distance. I think it adds a lot of character to the area now. This really is starting to feel like a small little farm here. And yes, that looks really nice. Just kind of want to get a bunch of different views of this thing to see how it looks in the area, because I don't know, I'm really proud of this windmill. It's my first windmill. Let me bask in the glory of this build. I don't think it takes away from this either. It's not too big, it's not too small. I think it came out just right. You guys let me know what you think of this windmill down in the comment section. I really love to hear what you guys think of this thing. The trees looking really massive. The pathways are looking good. And I'm really happy about the way this thing came out. Obviously, we still have to do like something around here. Maybe a small little house or a storage area. I'm not totally sure. This thing's really massive up close, actually. Wow, I just noticed that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do a little bit of decorating. I'm going to bring the pathway that we have down there all the way up here. I'm going to have the wall on the edge of the cliff kind of made out, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. And then I'm going to try to start planting some of the wheat, adding some of the final details in this area. I'll probably have a little storage area somewhere around here, possibly. I don't think I'm going to work on the interior just because I'm not like the best interior decorator at the moment. I kind of want to leave that. Maybe I'll do that in between episodes and I'll come back here and show you guys what I've done, because I'm not really sure how an interior of a windmill would actually look. I want it to be close to like realistic as I can, but you know, it's Minecraft and the blocks are huge, so we can only do so much there. But yeah, let me get this thing kind of situated, add a few of the details in here, but so far this thing is looking awesome. I am super happy with where we're at so far. Welcome back, everybody. I've been doing a lot of work. Had a few days to work on this. Been kind of busy. Been a while since I've been able to record, but I'm glad to be back. And I'm glad to be finishing off this episode with some nice things to show you. I think I've done a pretty good job on decorating this area. I've added a few pathways here, and Jerm's boys Too Tall Wheat for the win again, everybody. This looks amazing in here with this Too Tall Wheat kind of growing around us. These are eventually going to be custom trees, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a feel of how this area, this walkthrough is going to be. I still need to do a lot of detailing, a lot of decorating, but for the most part, this is how it's going to look walking through this thing. Coming up to the nice little spring, it's going to be a lot more foliage, a lot more things around here, a lot taller trees, but this is kind of the feel I'm going for, in case you guys were wondering. And then if you come out of here, you emerge from the little forest. I think it's going to be a nice little look out onto the farm coming through here. I think this is actually the best view right about here. Yeah, you get the little crossing of the pathways. You get the nice view of the cart, which I think we've built in another episode. I mentioned it before. If I haven't, this is the cart that I had built. Kind of tore it down. I didn't like the placement, and this place was just calling for a cart, being that it's got to drive all the way up the hill, sit here with some wheat, take it off to another place, another land in the kingdom. But yeah, I think this place came out really nice. I've added a little gate here. I've got some plans for some custom trees in some different areas, so you'll see some logs laying around here every once in a while. I've added the wall around here. I still think I want to bring this down to about that block right there, just because I want the wheat to be a little bit more visible from down below, and also as you come up here. I still need to do a little bit of texturing in this section of the walkway up here, but for the most part, I think this is a really nice smooth transition up here. Let's get to the bottom and I'll kind of show you guys what it looks like. Yeah, see, the path looks really nice from down here. Coming up here, really nice smooth transitions. Like I said, I still need to do a little bit of detail work around here, but for the most part, I think it looks really nice. We have a few little hay bales piles around here. I've added this little shed to keep this one dry from the rain that will eventually come. I think it adds to the detail of the area a little bit. I still need to do the interior. Like I said, I probably won't do that this episode. I'll probably do it off camera. But I think this place is coming out really nicely. You guys will have to let me know what you think. I think that is about all the time that I have for this episode. Make sure to stay tuned for the next one, because we're doing a lot of work in this next episode. Give you this nice little view of the farmlands before we head out here. Just real quick, I did say we're going to be moving out of this area probably next episode, or after next episode. Does not mean we're not going to come back here. We obviously have the redstone cave down here we still need to work on, so we'll be back here plenty of times, and we'll probably have some builds here in the future. I just want to maybe move on to something a little different here pretty soon. I'm thinking we're probably going to move on to a fort in episode 11, so stay tuned for that. But remember, if you're brand new or you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the episode, let me know what you think of the series, and I'll see you all next time here on KingZee's Empire.